Blessed morning, collective. Ugh. The energy feels incredible. It feels so good. I love this dampening, this lessening of the egoic energies. And it's just the soul is shining through and it's delicious. Soul energy is always delicious. It always feels good. Ego energy, not so much. Most of the time, it's pretty uncomfortable to feel, to pull on. I tremendously prefer this, I have to say. The other, still there. I still hear it. I still feel it, of course. But it is like turned down. We've got the levels, and the ego has slid down to maybe about a 2, and the soul is up at an 8 or a 9. And that's how I like it. That's how it works for me. Oh, and there's a hummingbird. It's nice. I do still sense the anxiety. That's there. And that's fine. It's allowed to be there. It's perfectly acceptable. It doesn't mean anything necessarily. I considered pulling on it. There's a little tickle to do that, but I don't think I need to pull on it. I think I can just express it through, which is just there's fear. There's fear. There's a feeling of being afraid of the unknown, ultimately, is what it boils down to. It starts out a little bit as that fear of being wrong, but it's what happens if you're wrong? I don't know. And that's what it comes back to, is I don't know what's going to happen, and that scares me. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. That's how ego learns to surrender control, to surrender the outcome, and understand that true freedom is found when you don't care what happens. When whatever happens, happens, and you trust it. You trust that it's for the highest good, it's for your highest good. And it's not really about what happens at all. Never really is. When you stop making things a means to an end and you just let them be the end in themselves, then whatever happens doesn't matter. What matters is your presence, your experience, your being. Just that. That's how you grow. That's what we're here to do, is to just be an experienced being. We are infinite, formless, eternal, intelligent consciousness. We are being that wants to experience itself. We are space that wants to experience itself. How does space understand what space is? How does space feel space? It's got to imagine itself into the inhabitant of the space. It puts itself into another perspective where it's looking at itself. It can't really experience itself otherwise. And it is all imagination. It is all a projection. Ultimately, space is what we are. Ultimately, space is what everything is. Even in this illusion of form, as far as it can imagine form, it's still really space when you get down to it. There's actually not anything physically touching in any of this reality. When you get down to the most minute level of the particle or even the quantum, there's a gap between everything. There's not actually anything physically making contact. Even my hand right now, which would appear to be a solid surface, it's a great illusion, does a great job. It's actually not. It's actually this collection, right, of teeny, tiny particles, teenier, tinier things that have even teenier, tinier things that are composing them, right? So it's just this grouping of particles that have space between them. And those particles are made up of smaller particles that have space between them. And it's just this field. It is, because each thing is conscious and is energy and gives off that energy, emanates a field, they kind of have just this electromagnetic effect. And it's so small that the human eye can't see it or perceive it, but that's all this is really, it's just a field. And my compression of what would seem to be two solid objects together is really only given the illusion of being solid because of the unification, the solidarity of that field, pushing back against another field. That's just all it is. Anyway, I don't know why that tangent became important, but it was. Ego is learning to release, to understand that its fear of the unknown is keeping it from experiencing, keeping it from going after things that it wants, that it is beneficial to just let go of that, to just let be what is. That's where all the power is. When you stop caring what happens, you stop caring how people receive you or perceive you, how they respond to you, you stop caring about how a situation is going to play out, you stop caring about anything beyond this present moment, being in it. And you realize that's where all the power is, and that's where all the good feeling is as well. That's where the satisfaction lies, is in choosing deliberately to allow what is to be, and then just be in it. That's when you realign with the full energy of yourself, with your full consciousness, and you feel the aliveness, and you remember. You have that moment of remembering. The veil lifts, and you recall, oh, I am everything. Everything is me. This is all just a play. It's all just a game. It's all just for fun. This is all for me to experience, to know myself with clarity. And in order to do that, I had to imagine contrast to myself. Because without contrast, there is no clarity. Without some dark lines on this blank page, how do I understand what the page is? It's not a blank page to me, it's just there. I have no comprehension. Once I see the lines on it, I go, oh, now I have a better idea of what a blank white space, of what space is. And all of the markings that I make, the more form that I create, that I fill in on this page, the more it tells me about the space. That's what we're here to do. Anyway, I'm going to pull on something else, which is infinitely more interesting and exciting to me. Much like there's a tiny bug on the screen outside. I don't know what that is. It looks like a little tiny cricket, or maybe an aphid, but it's green. It's cute. There's an incoming energy. There's always incoming energy. There's lots of incoming energies. There's a specific energy that I was feeling into last night, and I highly encourage anyone to do this, particularly if you are on this channel and participating in this. You're here for a reason. You are resonating with this energy. You are a part, I would almost guarantee, of the soulmate cycle. This is a small space. This is a tiny, tiny dedicated sliver of energy here. It is expected that at some point there will be more energy. But I'm focused on, maybe 500 people, which is amazing to me. 500 to 600 people. That's the size of my high school. To be talking to and pulling energy on my whole high school is like, that's mind-blowing. That's incredible. That is a fabulous audience that I am just honored, thrilled, and delighted to be speaking to. There is something coming in. There is someone coming. There's multiple somethings and someones. I'm focused on something specific, and inherently, intrinsically, this reading is for me because I am pulling on energy that I feel specifically coming towards me. But I intend, well, it has to be selfish. This is really just self-expression. But I do intend that there's something here that benefits you. Whatever it is, even if it's just sort of the idea of this. I have felt into the energy of various people. That's a fun thing to do. And into your own energy, too. Sit quietly and feel in your own inner space and see what does it feel like to you? What things come into your imagination? Scenes, colors, tastes, textures, those kinds of things. That's how I experience it. My own personal experience of my own energy tends to be a lot like root beer. That's what it is. It tastes like root beer to me. It's a vanilla, that sarsaparilla kind of minty bubblegum flavor. It's a little bit medicinal, but in a nice way. It's bubbly, it's effervescent, it's a little tickly. There's a creaminess to it. There's a spongy, twinky kind of piece. But then there's also this electrical component. It's very blue-green, predominantly blue-green. There is a strong sort of shell of white, silver, actually, and the surface is like this oil slick. That's how I experience it. It's like one of those purpley blue-green oil slick things, and it's all swirling around. That is my experience of my own energy. Having felt into the energy of other people, it's fascinating to experience, and you begin to recognize different patterns. And you can tell a person immediately by their energetic makeup. You can sort of sense them even in proximity. So I felt into the energies of the people that I work with. I've felt into the energies of the runners that I've had. I'm familiar with all of them. And last night I decided I want to feel into the energy of the incoming, specific, of an incoming individual. That is what I believe it to be. Who, what, where? Don't know. But I reached out into the energy of the next incoming individual playing a significant role in my life experience. And it felt so good. It's delicious. It's creamy. It's Lorna Doone shortbread cookies, okay? It's Earl Grey tea with a splash of cream, not milk, cream. It's warm toast with marmalade spread. That was the first thing I felt, actually. That and the tea. It's golden brown, predominantly golden. I've met a number of people who have an orange-yellow energy, and I really tend to like that. That feels nice. But this is different. It's golden. It is a merger of those colors. It's not, usually there's sort of a separation and they kind of are swirling together. This is just a bright, vivid, saturated orange-yellow. It's very gold. It's bright. I had goldenrod and begonias. I don't even know what begonias look like, but it immediately took me to that Sublime song, Scarlet Begonias, and the one line, I knew right away she was not like other girls. And the thing about bells on her shoes, that kind of stuff. And that feeling, the feeling of that song and of seeing someone and being intrigued by them and being just, I dig your whole vibe. I like this. It's different and I'm here for it. What else? Creamy, golden brown, like fresh baked pastry. And then the sense of being outside on a hot day, on a sunny day, actually. Not a hot day, but it's sunny. And the earth is warm. And you can feel and smell the warmth of the dirt itself. So warm earth and grass growing from it, and just seeing all of the little bugs crawling around. I love insects, so that's just an exciting thing to me, is to watch bugs. And then a little bit of this like cobblestone and hay, straw, I guess. Not really a difference, but yeah. And then big, soft, brown horse eyes. That is so specific and bizarre, but just a close-up of a horse with, you know, they have those just beautiful eyes. Horses are awesome. I miss them terribly. And they have just the longest eyelashes, you know. There was a horse that I rode, and it specifically makes me think of, there's a horse that I rode whose name was Baby for a brief period when I volunteered at a stable, and she was just the sweetest little quarter horse, and she was a beautiful tan, beige, that kind of creamy tan color with white socks and a white nose, and makes me think of her. Yeah. And just freedom. It feels free. It's like that feeling of being in the mountainside in a pasture, just surrounded by nature, you and an animal, and feeling your connectedness, feeling your place in it all, feeling that you are one with nature, that there is no separation, that we are one being. That powerful aliveness, it makes me want to cry almost. It's intense and enlivening and just delicious. And I want to pull on this. This is the energy I want to pull on. Fuck the other stuff. This is what I'm interested in. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. There's that connectedness, that feeling of just being lit up and flowing. It's a live wire. It's seeing the network of all things and feeling it. It reminds me of feeling into a tree. Feel into the energy of a tree. Oh my God, do that. It's amazing. I hadn't done that until fairly recently. And you can like hear it. You can hear the buzzing and all of the information that's going all over the place, and all of the tree leaves communicating with the branches and above and below and going through the ground and connected to other trees. And it's just this network, and hearing all of this chatter, and it's happy. It's so happy. It's I don't even know how to express it, but it's so pleasant and wonderful and heartwarming and uplifting. It feels like that. Knight of Wands, but it's just warm. It just is warm and adventurous, excited, confident. Just goes for it, just wants an adventure, wants to explore, not afraid. Get out there and experience. Yeah, not afraid. Four of Cups, crossing this Two of Pentacles, makes a choice. Not going to be left out, not going to leave itself behind by its discernment. Certainly, discernment. Knows what it wants. Goes for it. Goes for it. Knows what it wants and goes for it. Yeah, exactly that. Queen of Pentacles. Very stable, very confident, very self-assured, and attracted to like energy of stable, confident, self-assured. And just for fun, I am pulling on an incoming energy that I feel it's some sort of soulmate energy. That is for sure. And it's old. It's deep. It's been there a long time. But it's coming in. Yeah, it's coming in. Knight of Pentacles. It's been there a long time. It's been making its way a long time. It gets there. It gets there. It does. The Knight of Pentacles gets to the destination. And it's speeding up. It's seeing that destination and running a little faster. Now that it's within view, it's within visibility. It's just like, there it is, and we take off running. I don't know, but I like it. Queen of Cups at the top. I mean, yeah, it's open. It feels good. Trusting of intuition here too, and dreamy, fellow dreamer. Just that kind of gazing at the night sky, which is another one of my just favorite things to do. For a long, long time, and it's still within me. I've had this desire to go to space, right? As a kid, before I knew what an astronaut was, it was just, I want to go there. I want to explore that stuff. And I love the sky. I love constellations. I love just looking into the sky, whether it's nighttime or not. It is that sort of just dreamy, and because it helps you connect with everything. You can feel, if you just sit and make eye contact with the sky and diffuse yourself through it, You can feel it looking back at you. You can feel everything looking back at you and loving you the same way. It's just chef's kiss. Delicious. So tell me about it. Tell me about this energy. For the highest good, always within reason. The universe always can just keep things back because not everything is for our highest good to know, certainly. But I know this is there. I've been feeling it. And it's not just close, it's here. Energetically, it's present. I haven't felt it this strong before and this clearly. To where I can literally taste it. It's creamy, it's buttery. It's a little bit of salty and it's a little bit of sweet. It's like creamed butter and sugar a little bit. Ooh, it's nice. It's nice. King of Cups, just very stable. Very stable. A little bit reserved, but not stingy with the emotions. Yeah, stable, balanced, reserved, but not stingy. Fair. I'm hearing my fair lady, that kind of thing. What's underneath that? It's been looking for a long time. Closer than it seems. Again, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. It's just that feeling. I mean, in the chariot underneath, more balance, more coming in. It's coming. It's faster than it even looks like. It is that sort of sense of you see something in the distance, and because it's in the distance, it doesn't look like it's moving real fast, like seeing a plane really far away, and it's barely moving. But that plane is actually going several hundreds of miles an hour. And if it's coming straight towards you, you think, wow, it's going to take a long time to get here. And then suddenly it's here. Yeah, suddenly it's here. Faster than it looks. Got the deck. Ooh, I like that. It's that free, hearing free falling. And I'm free falling. Yeah, just like standing in the pasture with the wind blowing and your arms outstretched and it's whipping through the grass and everything, and that feeling of freedom. Hanged Man, awake, aware, focused, and I have to show it because I saw it. 5 of Pentacles, what's underneath that? Not gonna miss out on this. Yeah. Learned that lesson. Been there, done that. Missed out on some things because of inaction. No longer. No more holding back. Yeah. King of action. No more holding back. Decisive. Sees it, goes for it. What the hell happens? Happens. That's okay. You just gotta find out one way or the other. It's here to find out. Saw 7 of Cups and the 2 of Cups again. Just something about an immediate clarity. It's intuitive. It understands how important emotions are, and that when you feel a lot of emotion around something, that's something to pay attention to. Potentially has had soul connections in the past and understands what that feels like. Once you've had a soul recognition with someone, when it happens again, you're like, oh, I get this. I know what this is. Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay. Who's thinking about me? Excuse me. I've had a few soul recognitions with people, and they come in varying degrees as well. Some of them are very intense. I've had 2 that were very intense. One was with the first one. That was intense. And the other one is with a very good friend of mine who I work with, and it happened a couple of months after the first one. And both of those, as soon as we made eye contact, it was, I know you. I know you. I remember you. I recognize you. I like you. I don't need to know anything about you. I like you. Just that. Just feeling of being very familiar. And then I've had a few other people that I definitely have recognized in the same way, a great familiarity, but it was a different feeling. It was we went through some shit together. Some shit happened either between us or we experienced it together. It's at least two people I've met that we definitely fought. We fought together. We were in some kind of battle. One of them we might have fought each other, and there was a lot of pain there. But there's one guy I know that it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. I believe we were knights of the round in some form. We were some sort of knights together. We were. That's what it was. Other people I've definitely experienced past lives at sea and a past life on the frontier, the Wild West, those things. All of them, those are pretty rough, traumatic kinds of existences. And so those types of soul connections, you can feel. They have that quality to them of like, oh yeah, we've seen some things, haven't we? It feels weathered. It feels worn. It's deeply loyal. It's a strong bond, but it's different. The friend I have at work, and when I met the therapist, it was like, well, okay. The therapist, something happened as well. One of us died. Do I have any proof? Fuck, no, I don't. It's just a feeling. It's just immediately what I sensed was, oh, we knew each other, we cared about each other, and one of us died. I'm pretty sure it was me. One of us died in a pretty not pleasant way. And that was something that carried over. That feeling carried over into this life. The friend I have at work, none of that is there. It's all good. It's just like oh yeah, I love you. You're great. I love you. You love me. We're a happy family. It's just, whatever happened between us, it was all good stuff. It was easy. It was pleasurable. It was, yeah. Pulling on this incoming energy. King of Cups came back. All of that shuffling. King of Cups came back with justice still underneath. Gee willikers. What's underneath that? And the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Cups. Yeah. It's a soulmate that's here. It's making its way here. It's a mutual justice type of deal. It's just balance draws balance, and this is a greater form of balance. When you have two energies that have deliberately focused on balance within themselves, then they align in a different way. You know, it's like having a more complicated ingredient instead of a basic ingredient. You can have salt and sugar and balance those things, but then you have something like, I don't know, peanut butter that has all of its own ingredients, right? And chocolate that has all of its own ingredients. They each are a blend of things rather than just one thing. And now we have this more complex combination of flavors that's able to happen because of that combining. It's tasty. It tastes good. It is custard and caramel. Custard and caramel. That's what it is. Oh, strength. Yeah. It's just stable and open. And yes, there's a passion here. Confident. I'm pulling on the incoming energy, but this is sort of the energy of the connection itself. Oh, I'm so sorry for moving my body. Just determined. And I mean, it is the lion with the rose from the Two of Cups right here, coming in. Just making its way downtown. Something about Leo season. What else? 10 of Cups. God, yeah. Dreamy, but believes in the dream. And that's how you make the dream reality, is by believing in it, Believe it before you see it, and it becomes. Everything that has ever been started as a dream. Think about flying. Think about the fact that we now fly in machines through the sky. If you told somebody in the 1400s that that was even possible, you know, if you were Leonardo da Vinci and you had that dream of man being able to fly somehow, people would laugh at you. That's not possible. It's just never going to happen. It's never going to happen. Thank God for people like Leonardo da Vinci and the Wright brothers and other countless inventors who didn't believe that, who said, you know what? I think it is possible. I think there's a way. I think I'm not going to figure it out with my brain, but I believe it and I can dream it into being. Let me just creatively imagine what that would look like. What would it be like? How might it happen? That's how it becomes reality. We dream it into being. And that's happening here too. It's a steadfast dreaming. Wow, it's fast though. It is sudden. Tower, dramatic event. That keeps coming up for this of just like I get that it's a sudden event. It's a chance meeting. There's something dramatic about this. I don't know if it's really just the speed. And again, that's sort of, this lion is moving faster than you would think. You would think it would take a several 100-pound lion a while to get to you. No, lions are pretty fast. Once they get moving, they get moving. They're going to get there quickly. You don't have enough time to run away. That's interesting, though. Tower, yeah, no. I want one more. Ace of Cups. Gosh. I like it. I mean, what else can I say? It flows quickly. It is maybe that feeling of once it happens, it happens. And that is true of soul recognition. Again, it's like you pick up where you left off. There, you kind of skip the whole introductory stage of maybe feeling awkward around a person and getting to know them. You still get to know them, but it just begins from the open place of, yeah, I trust you. I get this. This makes sense. There's not really that buildup of trust. It's just already there. It's like we're beginning in the middle. We're picking up where we left off. There was already a foundation here for this. And so it can move very quickly. Tower crossing. 10 of Cups. Suddenly real. Suddenly it gets real. It's just heats up quick. Why is there a teeny tiny bug? Hang on. It's on Justice now. What are you? Probably not something that should be inside my house, but there's a little teeny tiny beetle there. I'm gonna move it over here because it's gonna distract me. Okay. Life comes at you fast. I'm getting that as well. Yeah, it happens quickly. It gets real. It's suddenly very real. I don't know, but I like it. Ace of Cups and strength is open. This just reads more like a timeline too, but I am just sort of pulling on the energy itself. Let's clarify. These are the cards I didn't use yesterday. I did not rearrange them because I didn't use them, but the Chariot was at the bottom. I remembered that. And Death underneath that. Holy moly, and the Fool. 3 for 3 major arcana. And we have like minor arcana Sun next to major arcana Clarity as well. Dramatic shift, rapid, force of nature kind of energy. Yeah, it comes in hot and it changes everything. It changes everything. Karma and 10 of Wands. It alleviates something. It breaks something down. There's just not a wall here. It just dissolves. It breaks to an Ace of Wands. It's a new beginning. I mean, with the Fool especially, it is a real new beginning. Something to move forward with. Something that moves us forward. Something to move forward with. The Page of Swords, been looking. It's been on the outskirts. Not necessarily looking, not necessarily actively spying, but again, sort of like what I'm doing is sort of spying right now and sensing into this energy. That's spying. That is, I am pulling on energy. I am looking at it. I don't have to know who this person is or what this is to be spying on it. It's that kind of feeling. It is someone that's been hurt or something that's been hurt in the past, but is moving forward. Yeah, also ready to move past that. The healing has taken place. An understanding of the value of emotion. Not going to go through that same experience again, not because we're afraid of it or we're pushing it away, because we learned the lessons. The main lesson is to be open, to be authentic, to be vulnerable, to express the self, and we're ready. Yeah, it's Page of Cups, cracking out, splitting from the deck with the Lovers. I guess I could have shown the red. It's not important. Just ready for new. What's on top? Ace of Swords, yeah. Direct. Very direct. Does not mince words. I got that previously with an incoming energy, and I do feel that applies in a bigger way. The incoming energy does not mess around. It's not overly serious. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it knows what it wants and it goes for it. And it doesn't fuck around. There's no games. There's no bullshit. It's just, yeah, this is real. Let me express myself honestly. Let me be my authentic self. There's nothing to be afraid of in doing that. So let me do it. I'm gonna do it. That's the way to be. Why do I want to pull this out more for some reason? Okay, we're going with it. I'm trusting it. So this becomes sort of a timeline in essence. Queen of Cups, red with strength. Yeah, this is the actions. Expressing emotionally. It's just open. It's just heart chakra, wide open, feeling. Similarly intuitive, similarly dreamy, similarly confident, similarly carefree, that type of thing. What else? The Hermit. Christ on a cracker. Red with the Ten of Cups understands how this works. Somebody who understands we dream reality into being. By our soul, by the dreaming and the feeling of our soul, by receiving the daydream, right, as Abraham Hicks puts it, rather than projecting the daydream. You receive the daydream by allowing emotion to flow, by admitting to, acknowledging, and witnessing the flow of emotion within you. That's your soul speaking as well. Your soul speaks through emotion. It gets confusing, it gets shut down when the emotional interjection of ego is laying over the top of it. Ego, shadow, always communicates through negative emotion. The soul always communicates through positive emotion, something that feels good. That's why it's important to pay attention to the emotions and not to repress any of them, because if you repress an emotion, it gets stuck. And then it's like you've clogged up the queue. You've clogged up the pipeline of information trying to get through, and the soul information can't get through because you've repressed a piece of egoic whatever. There's this fragment of anxiety or anger or whatever it is, guilt, shame, fear, and because of refusing to face that and feel that and acknowledge that, it can't be released. Because it's not being released, the other stuff is not getting a chance to rise to the surface. When we acknowledge all emotion and we just let it be there and say, this is what is here, let me look at it. Is it fear-based? Okay, that's fine. Doesn't mean anything. I can just let it be and honor it and witness it and set it free. Is it positive emotion? Is it love-based? Is it freedom? based. That's something that pulls me in and that I know to follow. I follow the good feeling. I don't run from the bad feeling, because running from the bad feeling just makes more bad feeling, and it stops me from feeling the good feelings, which are actually trying to tell me where to go. But even the bad feeling is telling me where to go by being the contrast, by being the opposite. And when I honor the bad feeling and look at it, again, bad is subjective, those things don't exist, but when I honor the negative feeling and I look at it, I let it actually inform me the way that it can, the way it's intended to, by turning me the other direction. What is the opposite of this feeling? What is the opposite of this thought that led me here, or emotion, whichever it is? Now I turn and face the other way, but I can only know what the other way is when I'm looking at this. And I'm admitting to it being there. This gets it. This energy gets it. It understands how that works. It understands the importance of free-flowing emotion. There's the Six of Cups again. Yeah, and sticking to it, not holding anything back. It's learned this lesson. It's had experiences in the past that made this very clear, that not expressing, not admitting to emotion doesn't work. It doesn't get us anywhere. What it wants, what it craves is connection. What it craves is acceptance and peace, and it understands that comes from the soul, not from without. And the way that we get there to that soul acceptance and peace and recognition is by surrendering to what is, which most often includes surrendering to the emotion that is. In our peace with that, then, we embody the peace of Source. It comes in out of nowhere. And it is, again, that sense of there's already ground that's been laid here. This is a new version, it's a new incarnation, but the foundation is stable. The foundation is the same. There was maybe a building that was built here before, and that building came down, but the foundation is solid, right? Just like when you maybe rebuild a house. You check the foundation first. That foundation is good, it's solid, you can just build again on top of it. You only wiped the house out because certain parts of that maybe were falling apart, or you want to do something different. It's just, we're doing different this time. But it's on stable ground already, deeply stable ground. It's rooted. It's very rooted. Okay, that's Three of Cups with the Ace of Cups. It's so open. So open. I mean, communicative. Just, yeah, openly expresses and communicates the way it feels. That's in every single one of the corner cards. Strength, Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, Three of Cups. It's wide open heart chakra. It's open flow. It's I share how I feel. There is no question about that. You will never wonder how I feel. I will express it because that's important to me. Again, it's not even for you, and I embody and endorse this. My expression of emotion is not for anybody else. It's for me. It's for me. If it does something that feels good to you, awesome. If it doesn't feel good to you, that's okay. That's okay too. I accept that. And I accept the flip side of that coin too, of the free expression of emotion towards me. If it feels good to me for someone to express that emotion, awesome. I appreciate that. If it doesn't feel good, that's okay too. I don't blame you. I don't take it personally. I accept your expression of emotion. I accept emotion without judgment and encourage it to flow freely. I bear witness to it. That exactly. It's just, it feels good. It feels so good. And I guess I'm going to clarify a few things here because I feel like it, but when I stopped shuffling, the Two of Cups came back. Yeah, it's balanced, it's truthful, it's expressive, it is a soulmate connection. There's that Seven of Swords. I want to pull on that. There's something, it does, yeah, with the Moon and then the Knight of Pentacles underneath, it is still sort of that feeling of it's always been there. It's always been making its way there. You're just never going to be able to see it coming until it got there. It didn't look like anything until it showed up. Maybe it doesn't even look like anything at first, but there's something about it. There's just something about it that draws you in, and what that something is Empress energy. It's delicious, it's warm, it's fuzzy. It's just potentially there's a little bit of indifference at first, or the appearance of indifference. Is it really interested in me? It's really interested. It is really interested. I've got the Nine of Wands with the Devil underneath, but then underneath that, Two of Wands and Knight of Wands. Yeah, and the Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it's really interested. Really, really. So I'm gonna do something different here because I'm curious about that, and I want more information about that. So I'm gonna take, what do I want first? I'm gonna take the Seven of Swords, and I'm gonna take this Devil. I'm gonna pull on them separately. Start with the Seven of Swords. This is separate from everything else. I just want to know, tell me about the Seven of Swords. What is this about? What is this misunderstanding? Or sort of confusion? It's not a lie. It's not outright deception. It's just a sort of surprise. It's almost more of surprise energy than anything else. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. King of Wands. No, it's not Burger King shit. It's very confident. Yeah, Queen of Cups. No, it's confident and open. It may be surprising how confident and open it is, and how truthful it is. And there's a little bit of just this, really? Is this for real? Because it's so confident and so open, and it is very real. It's different. The world. It's just this is energy that I've not encountered before. It's different. Yeah, right. Okay, what's right with the King of Wands? The Moon. It's mysterious. It's not fear. It's mysterious. It's just this, there's just something about it, and you can't quite put your finger on it, but it's real. It's very real. There's that King of Cups again, too. With the Two of Pentacles, yeah. What's right with the Ace of Swords? The Empress. It's very clear about how it feels. And that's a little bit new. That's a little bit new. To have an energy approach that is confident, knows how it feels, knows what it wants, to be operating similarly under Empress energy. Having approached people that way before and just shared my feelings with them, it can be a little startling to people. I get that. I get that. For someone to just walk up and say, I'm attracted to you. Yeah, some people are put off by that. I understand. And it would be a surprise. It would be a surprise to me for that to come. For that mutual, open and honest expression to happen. And that's the real confidence of just not caring. Not caring. I'm going to put this out there because I want to, because I'm curious, because this serves me. Again, I'm expressing my emotions for me. It's not really for you. It's for me. And you can take it however you want. Yeah. But it's mutual Empress energy. It could be another Divine Feminine. That is not unheard of. I feel myself sort of, shift between those polarities in essence. The whole point is to just remain balanced as possible. That's all I care about, is the divine union in myself, ultimately. But it is someone with a profound degree of Empress energy again, and if you're operating from the soul and expressing emotions, that's bound to be the case. It's just it feels good. It feels good. It's like what am I hearing? Okay, this is so weird. This is such a weird reference, but it's a Kinder egg. And it's sort of like a Kinder egg mixed with a Cadbury egg. I guess here, actually in the US, they weren't allowed to put toys inside, right? In other countries, the point of the Kinder egg was it had a surprise. It has a surprise inside. There was like a toy inside. And in the US, they're like, nope, that's a choking hazard. Like, ban that immediately. So it was always just a different experience. But they still referred to it as a surprise inside. And in the Kinder egg commercials, at least here, they took the song What's in the Book of Love and rewrote it and made it like, what's in a Kinder egg, that kind of thing. But I'm getting all of that. It's what's in the Book of Love mixed with a Kinder egg with cream inside, but also maybe there's a toy. It's just, it's a little bit confusing, but it's a delightful surprise. And it's kind of, I got this before too, of it feels a little bit exotic. It's a little bit foreign, and that's a part of the mysteriousness of like, this is imported. It came from somewhere else. I don't know. It's an imported energy, and it's very rich and cultured and exotic. I don't know how else to describe it. So tell me about this devil, because I'm interested in this. That Nine of Wands comes with it as well. Tell me about the devil. What's the devil energy here? What is the devil energy here? There's a lot of angel energy, so I'm really not feeling like it's a big thing. It might even just be the focus. Tell me about the devil. What's the devil energy? What is this? My own bewilderment, perhaps? Yeah, that's not beyond reason. Again, this is very surprising. Okay. Dropping cards. Drop the whole collection of cards. It's immediately canceled out. Temperance. I mean, it's the angel. Yeah, it's not really devil energy. There's this minor thing. It is maybe just the bewilderment of how much sense this makes. What fell out here? Page of Wands, Five of Wands, and the World. Okay. That goes like this. It's shocking how easy this is. And there might be the tiniest amount of resistance to it because of that. But it's just that, but that's all nonsense. And it's quickly alleviated to just keep in mind, to remember. It's supposed to be this easy, actually. It is supposed to feel like this. We're operating under a new energy. Don't apply the rules of the old energy to the new energy. Let that old paradigm fall away. No rules apply. All bets are off. It's a whole new world. It's a whole new everything. The resistance is easily released when you just remember you're operating in a new energy, under a new paradigm. This is what it is. This is the blueprint. Again, moving forward. It is that feeling of we're in this new stage, this new phase, where we are operating from a different key core programming now. We are operating from the soul. The soul is taking over. The ego is no longer on top. It is no longer in control the way that it was, and it won't be. It won't get back there. The blueprint for relating is emotional vulnerability, is open expression, open, earnest, honest expression of the self embodying the authentic self, which means flowing your emotions and speaking your truths. Just remember that. That's what this is. Yeah, it's just, oh, and it's so stable, and it feels so good. And this is the way forward. 4 of Cups and 3 of Cups. Sorry, 4. I can't even say it. 4 of Wands. Just looking at the card going, I know what that is. Leave the 4 of Cups behind. There is no apathy here. This is stable. This is real. This is open. This is the new beginning. Just take it and run. Take it and run with it. You're given free reign. Go. Go for it. No questions asked. Just don't ask the questions. Just go. Just yeah, roll with the punches kind of energy. Except they're not punches in this case, which is what's so confusing. If you're used to rolling with the punches and someone starts tickling you or kissing you, and you're rolling with that now, it can be a little bit of a change up. It's, you know, that sort of energy. But yeah, just adjust. Just take a deep breath. Remember you're in the new energy and flow with that. Let what happens happen. Okay, yeah. You know, I'm actually pretty satisfied with this. I don't think I really need to clarify. This turned into a timeline instead of other things. I'm going to pull on the Tower. I am going to pull on the Tower because I'm curious about that Tower. Tell me about the Tower. That's the only thing here. What do you want to say about the Tower? Why? Why is that here? It is also just that dramatic shift of this is very different. Just let it be different. What else? What do you want to say about the Tower? What can you tell me about the Tower? That's it. The Chariot came back. It's dramatic. It's different. 3 of Wands, Queen of Cups. It comes in hot. It's been there for a long time. And look at that. 10 of Cups, which the Tower is crossing again. It's the pop. It is the moment of popping into manifestation, of the dream becoming reality. And it's very sudden. It's suddenly real. Suddenly Seymour's standing beside me. I just get that. Which is important. What is it? Audrey is suddenly realizing that she's in love with Seymour, and he's right there. Little Shop of Horrors, one of my favorite musicals. It is that just all of a sudden I see it. It's just, it pops up. It's right there, and I get it immediately, and everything changes. It is the dream become real, and there's the Emperor underneath. The Emperor drives the chariot, right? It's balanced. It's stable. Okay, what's on top? 7 of Pentacles, been growing a long time. When you see it, you know it. Start with the Chariot, Ace of Wands. Coming in hot, make no mistake. It's here, it's real. What's here? What's real? What's been growing for a long time? What's been on the outskirts and suddenly makes a dramatic and very visceral appearance? 2 of Cups, soulmate connection. And again, just balance, reinforcing the balance of this as well. Open, emotional, communicative, open heart chakra, just, yeah. I got nothing else. This is delicious. This is that Lorna Doone and custard with a little bit of brown sugar or caramel. Man, I want some marmalade now too. That sounds really tasty. Yeah, I don't know. This is what this is. This is the energy incoming. I am pulling specifically for myself. This is what it is. I do this because I want to. Again, it's not for anybody, really, because that's the only way, truly, one can even benefit the collective. No act that is not taken selfishly for the benefit of self can add to the benefit of self. That's how it has to be. But I do intend, and ultimately, energy is always connected. It is always connected. This applies in some form to the other individual energies who are here. This is me pulling on my incoming energy specifically, but this energy can play out in lots of ways, and it can play out for lots of people in lots of ways. So if any of this resonates with you, and I intend that it does, take that. Take it and run with it. Don't question it. Just go with it. That's a part of this, is not questioning this. I'm not questioning this. This is here. This is happening. How it plays out, I don't know, but it does. It does. I'm absolutely certain of that. In some form, it plays out, and I'm excited for it. I don't need to know anything else. That's pretty cool. Yeah, just be excited. Enjoy the moment. Have a great time. Something delicious is coming. It's already here. Again, it's present. Something delicious is with us. Taste it, enjoy it, and just savor in that. Take pleasure in that. That's where the pleasure is, ultimately. Really, the manifestation is the end of that joyful journey, right? And as Abraham Hicks has said, it's kind of like the climax, and then after the climax, the fun's over. There's more fun to be had. There's another joyful journey, but really the climax is not the part that's the fun. You think it is, but it's not. It's the end of the fun, and then there's more fun after that. But it's just the bookend. It's the bookend of one joyful, fun experience to another joyful, fun experience. This is where we want to be. Want to be here on the journey, in the middle of the foreplay, essentially. That's what this is. Bask in this. Enjoy this. Take the pleasure in this. This is where the pleasure is. This is where all of the fun is found. And we can just let it be. Let it be fun. Let it be delicious. Savor the flavor. All of that. That's it. That's all I've got. I intend that this resonates. Obviously, it resonates for me. But I'm curious. Let me know. What do you think? What do you feel, actually? Forgot the thinking part. What do you feel? Trust the feeling. Take it and run. Let me know. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you feel so inclined. But just feel good, because you can and you deserve to. That's it. Have a beautiful morning. I love you.